Now, it wasn't the best practice for the Bears Monday, but this is a Bears team that's coming off a really good preseason game, I think. It ended in a tie, 24-24, but there was a lot of great things within this game, especially from the young players from the Bears. And this team, it just seemed like a team that's coached a lot better. Offensively, Ben Johnson, you see him getting fired up on the sideline. You see what Dennis Allen's doing to this defense, the energy they're playing with. I mean, there's just some of these young players. We're making a lot of plays, hitting hard, flying all over the field. We had like a fourth and goal stop, resulted in turnover downs, but defense is just making plays. And Dennis Allen, he's doing a great job with this defense. My preseason winners for game one. Kyle Monangai, this is somebody that have 5 yards per carry. Contact balance was great. You know, the elusiveness, just the reading and finding the holes, just the speed too. Like, he put it all on full display. 6 carries for 30 yards. And with Roschon Johnson dealing with his foot injury, this is his kind of opportunity to take over this RB2 role. And Ben Johnson already said, Kyle Monangai is somebody I will trust in the fall. He's already won that trust with Ben Johnson. He's impressing in camp. He's turning heads. This is a 7th round pick. That's, a smaller running back, but he's making an impact early. There's not a lot of things he can't do either. The pass protection's great. He's great out the backfield. He's going to force a lot of missed tackles. He's going to fall forward. He's going to fight for extra yardage. So this is an all-around back, a guy that you could have out there for 3 downs, and a nice complementary back to Swift if Swift is going to be our main guy. But I still see the potential and the upside in him taking over this job too. 13-yard long gain for him, a 13-yard run for him. Overall, the running backs put up a solid performance. Ian Wheeler has a couple good runs. The speed is on full display for him. At the very least, I want him on the practice squad because I think he's a nice back with some juice. The guy that has returnability too. Great story as well. Love the Hard Knocks features. And then Deion Hankins. This is somebody that, undrafted free agent, but, showed out. Big physical back. He had 7 carries for 23 yards and he had a touchdown. 12-yard long run too. So the running back showed up in this game, but Monangai is probably the guy that I was the most impressed with. Hankins too, having the day he did, when we got further into the game. It looks like this running back room could be even deeper, especially, this practice squad. Would love to see Wheeler, would love to see Hankins on that, those guys on there. But Monangai, this is somebody I hope gets 10 carries a game now. I want to see him out there. I want to see him make an impact because with the opportunity, he's somebody that I think would make the most out of it 10 times out of 10. I thought it was really impressive seeing the linebackers get after it. Ruben Hippolyte and Noah Sewell. Noah Sewell was out there, the instincts, reading the offense like a book, coming in hot, hitting hard, making tackles, flying all over the field. I had 6 tackles, and that 4th down and goal stop that resulted in a turnover, that was all him, read it like a book. Ran in with his hair on fire. Had a TFL, had 5 solo tackles out of the 6. I think this was a very dominant performance by him. I want him to work on more of his, coverage skills and be better as a coverage linebacker. But right now, I think he's a favorite to win the LB3 spot. And he's been a guy that's, been garnishing a lot of buzz in camp. So this just showed you that he's improving. This just showed you that he's somebody that's benefiting from a new coaching staff, a new scheme, and I really like him next to Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards. I think he could be the middle linebacker of the future with TJ Edwards becoming 30 years old soon, and with his 2-year extension. So Sewell could be the replacement for Edwards long term, and Hippolyte, he was flying all over the ball too. He could be more of that, Will or Sam. On the first series alone, Hippolyte and Sewell both combined for 7 tackles. Hippolyte's fast as fuck. He can read the offenses too. He's coming in hot. He's hitting hard. Has a great IQ. He's making plays. So he's just another guy. This linebacker room, we had some concerns. Who was going to be the 3rd linebacker? We had some concerns about the future of this room, but Hippolyte and Sewell have been phenomenal so far in camp, and they were great in this preseason game. So I think those are 2 guys that are 2 winners. Braxton Jones didn't have the best game. Gave up a sack where he just completely whiffed. Trapillo wasn't that great either, but I think Braxton Jones not playing to the level that we expect him to play, not looking good in the pass protection, the area that Ben Johnson really cares about, wants to prioritize, especially at the left tackle position. Trapillo is a winner because this competition is still wide open. There's no clear favor right now, so he has the opportunity to work a little harder, play better in the next preseason game and close this competition, it's kind of his for the taking. So I think he's a winner with that. Austin Booker having 3 sacks, one of them being a strip sack. He was dominant. And I know this is like the second or third string guys for the Dolphins, but if this could translate and correlate to the regular season, this would be huge. If he could give us 5 sacks and just be that, third best pass rusher for us, Ryan Poles, this Bears, staff is happy as hell because he has the potential. Great against the run. I think he needs to put on a little more weight. Looks still a little thin, but has a pass rushing ability. Still young and raw, but Dennis Allen, new coaching staff, he could be somebody else that benefits from it. In all of his sacks, he showed different moves. Bull rush, spin move. So this was a very exciting, performance. And the strip sack he had resulted in, a touchdown by the offense. So 22 years old, had 1.5 sacks last year in his rookie season. So I think we could see a second year jump. Dexter, first year showed some flashes and then got better year 2, year 3. And he's going to be one of our best players on our defense now. 6 tackles total, 3 TFLs, 3 sacks. Honestly, I think he was the best player on the field. He had the second best PFF grade in the NFL for preseason week 1. So this isn't a performance to overly glaze, but this is a performance still to be excited about. A player with huge upside that if he takes another jump, this defensive line is not a huge weakness like we once thought a couple days ago. Dom Robinson had a sack too. Zach Pickens had a sack. If those guys could, improve and take a jump too. Dom Robinson's been great in camp before the pads come on. That's what he's been doing previously, though. If he could give you a little more production, that'd be huge, too. He's the perfect prototype for Dennis Allen's defense. Bigger defensive end, great size. And hopefully Zach Pickens, too. He's another big defensive tackle, big interior guy. Somebody that's kind of fallen in behind the pack with, Grady Jarrett, with Andrew Billings, with Dexter taking jumps. So hopefully he's somebody that could benefit from, the preseason and continually stacking performances to, maybe potentially keep himself on this roster. Because right now, he might be a guy that's on the outside looking in. Austin Booker was the best player in this game. Very encouraging performance. All across the board, the Bears defense looked great. They were hitting hard. 6 sacks. This defense got after it. Quinn Ewers put up one of the worst preseason performances we've seen from a quarterback. He just couldn't do anything against his Bears defense. Dennis Allen was throwing the kitchen sink at this Dolphins offense. 30 seconds left in the game and he drew up a blitz. So that just shows you how aggressive this Bears defense is going to be now. Breath of fresh air. I think Dennis Allen's going to take this defense to new heights that we haven't seen before yet recently. Since 2018. All in all, I was really encouraged by this performance from the Bears. This gave me hope that this is going to be a different team. I think the Bears offense, how they performed in the Monday's practice, struggling mightily, I think they need to be in the next preseason games. They need to get valuable reps. Maybe play first quarter. Maybe play into the second quarter. Just cleaning up some things. So hopefully Ben Johnson does that. Hopefully we see Caleb Williams in this offense. Loveland, Burden. I wish we would have seen them a little more like what I saw from them. Jade Walker was great. Had a nice touchdown. This is somebody with great size too. This could be that big receiver that we have. I think he'll at least make the practice squad, but this is somebody who was the heart and soul of his team at Texas A&M. So J.P. Richardson was a big loser for this preseason game. Really wasn't too much of a factor. He's going to need to put up 2 great performances to end the preseason for him to make this roster. Kind of disappointed he really didn't produce that much, seeing how he's the training camp darling. Bajan and Keenum, that's been a nice battle that we've seen so far in camp. And Case Keenum was cooking. 8 for 10, 2 passing touchdowns. Had some of the best throws in this game. Kind of orchestrated this offense beautifully. And he's going to be a huge benefit to Caleb Williams and Bajan too. Just being that veteran quarterback that's been around, that's seen some things, that just, has been on some winning teams, the Minnesota Miracle. He's that veteran presence that this team needs. Bajan had some nice throws, but I think he's just still lacking that consistency. Still kind of all over the place. Still 50-50 for what he's going to do. So, I think Case Keenum could win this quarterback 2 job, a competition that could garnish more attention in these coming days, in these coming weeks. Luther Burden showed some flashes, 2 catches, 29 yards. I think this is somebody we'll see more of in the preseason, these next 2 games, be more productive. I wish he would have had that touchdown. Bajan didn't see him, but Caleb Williams, hopefully he's connecting with Loveland and Burden. in this upcoming preseason game and the one after that. I want to see these young guys make more of an impact in the preseason, because the preseason is for them. More things to be excited about than things to be concerned about. So this Bears team, it's looking like a new team. I'm hyped. But I would want him to get an extension done with, Keenan Allen. I would want him to stay with the Chicago Bears for maybe 2 or 3 more years, because he's coming off his best season last year with the Chargers.